Today, we embark on a thrilling journey into the timeless game of power that has shaped civilizations throughout history. Whether you realize it or not, each and every one of us is a player in this game, determining our destiny. Are you ready to understand the rules and actively strive for victory? Many choose to turn a blind eye or convince themselves they can avoid this game altogether. But by doing so, they become easy targets for those who embrace and wield power with finesse. Whether it's the playground bully or influential business magnates, their dominance is not due to some inherent advantage. It's their mastery of the game's principles that sets them apart, principles that can be learned and honed by anyone. The 48 Laws of Power, the ultimate guidebook authored by the brilliant Robert Greene. Drawing from rich historical narratives spanning 3 millennia and civilizations across the globe, Greene distills the wisdom of past master manipulators. Through this extract, we offer you a tantalizing glimpse into 12 of the 48 laws, illuminating the intricate world of power dynamics while keeping some secrets concealed. By immersing ourselves in this exploration of power, we equip ourselves with the knowledge and strategies necessary to navigate this captivating game. Join us on this quest to unravel the secrets, understand the nuances, and pave our path to success within the compelling realm of power. Are you ready to dive in? Then let's embark on this exhilarating journey together. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more captivating insights into the intricacies of life. And now, let the game of power begin. Extract 1. Don't outdo the master. Impressing your boss can be a tricky endeavor, and violating the first law of power, as described by Greene, can lead to unexpected consequences. The first law states that one should never outshine their superior, as powerful individuals desire to be the center of attention. By attempting to overshadow them, one risks damaging their pride and becoming seen as a threat. A prime example of this can be found in the relationship between King Louis XIV of France and his finance minister, Nicolas Fouquet. Fouquet, an intelligent and loyal advisor, organized an extravagant party to impress the king with his wealth and connections. However, this backfired, as Louis XIV felt overshadowed and accused Fouquet of theft. Consequently, Fouquet spent the rest of his days in prison. Instead of seeking personal glory, a better strategy for gaining favor is to make the person in charge, including oneself, look better. Galileo Galilei demonstrated this when he sought funding for his research. By aligning his discovery of Jupiter's 4 moons with the Medici family's ascendancy and proclaiming it a cosmic event, Galileo satisfied his patron's ego and secured a salaried position. In conclusion, acts of extravagance and personal brilliance may not impress superiors, but highlighting their greatness and aligning oneself with their success can prove more fruitful. By adhering to the principles of the power game, one can navigate the delicate balance between ambition and humility to achieve success without risking their position. Extract 2. Take credit for other people's work and be sure to protect your own. In the pursuit of power, leveraging the work of others has become a common strategy. From plagiarizing clever snippets to discreetly copying answers during tests, people often find shortcuts to success. Take the Serbian scientist Nikola Tesla, who worked for the renowned inventor Thomas Edison. Despite Tesla's vital contributions to Edison's dynamo invention, it is Edison who is credited with its creation. The pattern continues in today's world. Politicians rarely craft their own speeches, while famous novelists often draw inspiration from fellow writers. However, merely benefiting from the work of others is insufficient, one must also take credit for it. Edison and his company shamelessly claimed all credit for Tesla's dynamo work, disregarding their promise to compensate Tesla with $50,000. Tesla's experience serves as a cautionary tale. It emphasizes that credit for an invention or creation is just as crucial as the idea itself. Failing to claim credit opens the door for others to swoop in, steal your idea, and bask in the glory it brings. To thrive in this competitive landscape, it is essential to protect and assert your rightful ownership over your work. In this game of power and recognition, the practice of claiming credit and the art of plagiarism intertwine, shaping the trajectory of success and reputation. By understanding the value of credit and ensuring it is rightfully attributed, individuals can safeguard their ideas, accomplishments, and the recognition they deserve. Extract 3. Gaining power over somebody means getting to know them and posing as their friend. Gaining an edge over competitors by accurately predicting their strategies can be a challenge. One effective solution lies in gathering crucial information about the individuals you wish to control. Understanding their plans, weaknesses, and desires enables you to win their favor and guide their actions. The story of art dealer Joseph Devine illustrates this approach. In 1920, Devine sought to win over industrialist Andrew Mellon as a client. To achieve this, he resorted to bribing Mellon's staff to obtain secret information about their employer. When Mellon visited London, Devine cleverly appeared at the same art gallery by chance and engaged him in a lively conversation. Leveraging his knowledge of Mellon's preferences, Devine successfully convinced him that they shared common tastes in art, among other things. This encounter resulted in a positive outcome, with Mellon becoming Devine's top client. To replicate Devine's success, you can employ informants or take on the role of a spy yourself by posing as a friend. While hiring spies may be the common choice, it carries risks regarding their honesty. To ensure accuracy, personally conducting the spying is recommended. Although people are often reluctant to share private information with strangers, they tend to be more open when they consider someone a friend. Therefore, posing as a companion proves to be an extremely effective strategy. By mastering the art of gathering information and posing as a companion, you can gain valuable insights into your competitors, manipulate their actions, and increase your chances of success in the competitive landscape. Extract 4. Act unpredictably to confuse the competition. Unpredictability can be a powerful tool in competitive situations, allowing you to gain an advantage over your opponents. By acting erratically, you disrupt the patterns and routines that your rivals may try to exploit. This tactic intimidates and unnerves them, leaving them unable to accurately anticipate your moves. The legendary 1972 chess match between Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky serves as a prime example. Fischer recognized Spassky's strategy of targeting predictable opponents and turned the tables by embracing unpredictability. He created confusion even before the match began, casting doubt on his arrival in Reykjavik. This uncertainty put Spassky on edge. During the match, Fischer further disoriented his opponent by complaining about trivialities, making careless mistakes, and deviating from his usual persistent style. Spassky couldn't decipher whether these moves were genuine errors or deliberate bluffs. Fischer's unpredictable behavior left Spassky perplexed, distracting him from the game itself. Seizing the opportunity, Fischer capitalized on Spassky's confusion and went on to win game after game with bold moves. Eventually, Spassky conceded, and Fischer claimed the title of world champion. The key to success lies in perplexing your opponent, diverting their attention away from the task at hand and creating openings for your own strategic strikes. Embracing unpredictability can tilt the competitive landscape in your favor, allowing you to emerge victorious. Extract 5. Surrendering to a stronger opponent will help you gather power later. When faced with a more powerful opponent, surrendering may seem counterintuitive, but it can be a strategic move towards self-empowerment. Engaging in a futile battle often leads to substantial damage, both physically and mentally. By giving up or convincingly appearing to do so, one can prevent further harm and exploit the opponent's lowered guard. Taking inspiration from Bertolt Brecht's experience during the 1940s communist investigations in the United States, we learn the importance of choosing one's battles wisely. While his fellow radicals resisted and challenged the authority of Congress, Brecht remained calm and cooperative. As a result, he was released by the government and even offered assistance with his immigration procedure. In contrast, his stubborn friends faced blacklisting and were unable to publish for years. Surrendering allows for the preservation of long-term strength and the opportunity to plan the next move strategically. Instead of sacrificing everything for a fleeting moment of glory, surrender becomes a tool for building resilience and maintaining ideological pursuits. By understanding that surrender does not equate to weakness, individuals can harness the power of strategic retreat, biding their time and regaining strength. Ultimately, surrender can be a pathway to self-empowerment, ensuring one's principles and goals remain intact for future endeavors. Extract 6. If you want to be treated like a superior, you've got to act like one. Acting the part of a higher-up is crucial if you hold a superior position, as pretending to be equal can lead to contempt from others. An example of this is Louis Philippe, King of France, who defied royal traditions, wearing a grey hat and carrying an umbrella instead of a crown and scepter. His behavior earned him hatred from both the wealthy and the poor, ultimately leading to his abdication. People tend to be suspicious of higher-ups who act like equals, assuming it's a deceptive tactic to conceal their privileges. Instead, the strategy of the crown is recommended. By confidently asserting superiority and behaving accordingly, others will start to perceive you as superior as well. This approach worked for Christopher Columbus, who mingled with the Spanish royal family, ultimately convincing them to fund his voyages. The key lesson is that if you believe you're above others and project that confidence, people will accept and respect your superiority. This doesn't mean disregarding the needs of those below you, but rather maintaining an authoritative presence that aligns with your position. Acting the part can be a powerful tool in gaining recognition, support, and cooperation from others in positions of influence. Extract 7. Seduction works better than coercion to gain power over others. Zhuge Liang, the head strategist of ancient China's state of Shu, faces the challenge of defending his country against King Menghuo's invasion. Instead of resorting to force, Liang understands the futility of coercion and chooses a different path to secure victory. Recognizing that force breeds resistance and resentment, Liang employs the power of seduction. By manipulating emotions, he gains control over his opponent's actions without resorting to violence. When Menghuo attacks China, Liang captures him and his army, instilling fear in the enemy king. But instead of inflicting harm, Liang surprises Menghuo with kindness, offering him delicious food and wine. Liang strategically releases Menghuo's soldiers while setting a condition for the king's release, to promise bowing to the Chinese king if captured again. Despite capturing Menghuo multiple times, Liang consistently grants him freedom. Each time, Menghuo becomes increasingly grateful and indebted, fostering a sense of loyalty and surrender. Through his benevolent approach, Liang gradually transforms Menghuo's animosity into respect and allegiance. In a significant turning point, Menghuo willingly surrenders himself and his kingdom, acknowledging the superiority of the Chinese king. Liang's triumph demonstrates the effectiveness of nonviolent strategies and the power of emotional manipulation. By avoiding forceful tactics and utilizing seduction, he achieves victory while fostering gratitude and loyalty among his enemies. Extract 8. In your quest for power, avoid your friends and collaborate with your enemies. When faced with challenging professional circumstances, the instinct to seek solace and support from friends is natural. However, relying on friends can backfire due to potential envy and comparisons. It is wiser to create some distance between friends and professional matters. An example from history demonstrates this principle. Chinese Emperor Sung, aware of the treacherous potential of his closest friends, cleverly invited them to a banquet, offering estates and riches. This led them to retire peacefully, allowing him to reign for another 16 years. But if friends are not the ideal collaborators, who should one work with? Surprisingly, the answer lies in collaborating with adversaries. In 1807, France's foreign minister, Talleyrand, realized Napoleon's waning influence and sought to overthrow him. He found an unexpected ally in Joseph Fouché, the chief of the secret police and Talleyrand's longtime political adversary. Both men shared the belief that France needed a new leader, leading to their successful collaboration. While Talleyrand undermined Napoleon's diplomatic efforts with Russia, Fouché worked with the English to further weaken the emperor's position. Eventually, Napoleon was overthrown, and Talleyrand rose to prominence in the new government. This historical example demonstrates the power of collaborating with adversaries to broaden one's influence and navigate complex professional situations. Extract 9. Convince people through artful action rather than argumentation. Debates that go late into the night and end with the other person reluctantly conceding may seem like victories, but the truth is far from it. Engaging in lengthy debates to convince others can be a futile endeavor and even potentially dangerous, especially when dealing with powerful individuals. A historical example illustrates this point. In 131 BC, during the Roman conquest of the Greek town of Pergamus, an engineer argued that a smaller ship mast would work better as a battering ram to break down the city walls. Despite being correct, his efforts were met with punishment instead of recognition. This highlights the futility of simply being right and telling people so. A more effective approach is to employ cunning actions to persuade others. By employing strategic thinking, it is possible to ensure the success of one's ideas while making the opponent believe they are in agreement. Sir Christopher Wren, a renowned 17th-century British architect, exemplified this approach when commissioned to design a town hall for Westminster. The mayor, fearing for his office's safety, insisted on adding 2 unnecessary supporting columns. Rather than engaging in a pointless argument, Wren silently included the columns. Years later, it was revealed that the columns served no purpose, proving Wren's original point. Eventually, the superfluous pillars were removed. In summary, trying to win people over through debate can often be a waste of time and potentially risky, particularly when dealing with influential individuals. Instead, employing cunning actions and clever strategies can lead to more successful persuasion without unnecessary confrontation. Extract 10. When seeking another person's help, rely on their self-interest, not their goodwill. Assuming power requires seeking assistance, but the way one asks for help is crucial. Merely appealing to people's altruism can be a mistake. An Italian prince in the 1400s experienced this firsthand when he neglected the influential Poggio family after rising to power. The Poggios, feeling betrayed, conspired to overthrow him. However, one member, Stefano, advocated for a diplomatic approach. Stefano pleaded with the prince, reminding him of the family's support. Unfortunately, the prince not only failed to acknowledge their contributions but also had the Poggios, including Stefano, imprisoned and executed. This demonstrates that relying on appeals to others' sense of morality often falls short. In the 16th century, Portuguese emissaries attempted to convert the Japanese to Christianity but failed. Their failure stemmed from a narrow focus on their religious agenda, neglecting the true interests of the Japanese. Contrastingly, the Dutch, arriving in Japan a century later, recognized the Japanese desire for trade agreements and access to the European market. The Dutch cleverly addressed these interests, prompting the Japanese emperor, Tokugawa Ieyasu, to abandon the Portuguese and forge alliances with the Dutch instead. These historical examples highlight the importance of appealing to self-interest when seeking assistance or alliances. While most people prioritize their own interests, it can be challenging to align these with the interests of others. Understanding and addressing the genuine concerns and desires of potential allies is crucial for success in establishing productive relationships and gaining support. Extract 11. Being overly available will turn people off. Holding back is the key to desirability. The inherent frustrations of human nature extend beyond the realm of dating and into the dynamics of power. Being too accessible can lead to a loss of interest and appreciation, a principle that holds true in both love and authority. This principle is exemplified by the story of Deioces, a man who mediated conflicts in the ancient city of Medea, only to find his efforts taken for granted over time. Initially, Deioces gained widespread admiration and love for his skill in resolving disputes. However, as he continued to mediate, people began to overlook his contributions, as they remained resistant to the idea of a powerful ruler. Deioces realized that in order to regain the recognition he deserved, he had to make himself unavailable. He retired to the countryside, allowing Medea to descend into chaos once again. The Medeans, realizing the value of Deioces' leadership, eventually pleaded for his return. Seizing the opportunity, Deioces agreed to rule but under one condition: the construction of a grand palace fortified with bodyguards. The people consented, and Deioces ruled over the area for an impressive 53 years. This tale serves as a reminder that disappearing from the scene can rekindle the appreciation and recognition one deserves. The power of unavailability highlights the importance of maintaining a sense of desirability and reminding others of one's value. Extract 12. Instead of isolating yourself out of fear, surround yourself with those on whom you depend. Isolating oneself behind fortress walls may seem like a secure solution when faced with enemies, but it ultimately hampers one's power and influence. A prime example is the Emperor Qi Shi Huangdi of China in 220 BC. Despite being the most powerful person in the world, he became paranoid and secluded himself in a palace with secret passageways, forbidding anyone from laying eyes on him. In doing so, he died estranged from his family, isolated from friends, and forgotten by his court. Contrasting this approach is Louis XIV, the French monarch who transformed Versailles into a hub of social activity. Faced with rebellious aristocrats, Louis strategically kept them close by, using his power of manipulation and granting privileges to maintain control. By surrounding himself with those upon whom his power depended, he effectively quashed the rebellion and earned the favor and attention of his courtiers. The lesson is clear: isolation is not the answer. To attain significant power, one must remain connected and aware of their surroundings. Building alliances and fostering relationships with influential individuals is crucial for maintaining power and influence. Rather than retreating into isolation, it is essential to embrace the power of connection and surround oneself with those who contribute to one's strength and success. The core message of the book, The 48 Laws of Power, by Robert Greene, reminds us that power has always played a significant role in society and cannot be ignored. Rather than avoiding it, it is wiser to grasp the rules and aim to excel within them. Throughout history, power and conquest have shaped our world, and although certain aspects have changed, the essence of dominance and control remains crucial. By delving into the lessons from past power struggles, we can gain valuable insights and develop the skills to become formidable players in the game of power. If you found this video helpful or thought-provoking, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Stay empowered and see you in the next video.